a state law designed to help prevent abuse in care facilities under scrutiny. Why some say Esther's law needs to be fixed. The Senate's
The man behind Esther's law in Ohio says it needs to be fixed to make it more effective at preventing abuse in care facilities. Esther's law allows families to place cameras in their loved one's room in a nursing home under certain conditions. But Steve Pisker, the man behind the law, says that some families are having trouble getting cameras into the facilities.
They were in an independent care facility, which I wasn't aware of, that they were different from a nursing home at that time. So we're looking at trying to get these facilities included also. I mean, we'll have to look further into it to see exactly what, why they're not included in it, because they are Medicaid and Medicare facilities. So I think it's just a problem of adding some language to the legislation.
Well, you hear much more about the push to get the law updated, and you'll hear from a local family who says they were told they could not put a camera in their mother's room.
And the Weather Authority forecast. This is Local 12 News.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us here at 5:30. I'm Adam Clements.
And I'm Megan Mongello. It's been more than a year since Ohio lawmakers passed Esther's law to protect folks in nursing homes who can't have a family member always by their side.
But the bill's advocate says that a lot of families are still having trouble keeping an eye on their loved ones. Local 12's Christian Hauser is here to explain why. Christian?
Esther's law states that families have a right to place a camera into the room of their loved one in a nursing home to keep an eye on things when no one can be there. Now, this is designed to deter anyone from hurting someone, like in this picture behind me, or just harming someone through neglect who maybe can't defend themselves or is otherwise incapacitated. But as Steve Pisker, who pushed for the law, found out, all sorts of long-term care facilities are saying no to families putting in cameras. This is video Steve Pisker hoped he'd never see. An aide who was supposed to help his mother, Esther, was actually hurting her. Pisker says his mom was unable to speak and needed total care from the staff at the nursing home she was at. He says he started to notice signs of abuse. The problem was his mother couldn't tell him what was going on, so he decided to set up a hidden camera and see what was really happening. After seeing the abuse, he knew he had to push to get a law on the books to allow families to put a camera in their loved one's room to prevent this from happening in the future. Fast forward to 2022 when Esther's law had gone into effect. Pisker says for the most part the law is working as intended. One of the issues, though, the law specifies nursing homes. It doesn't mention long-term care or other similar facilities.
We'll have to look further into it to see exactly what, why they're not included in it, because they are Medicaid and Medicare facilities. So I think it's just a problem of adding some language to the legislation.
So folks like Joshua Gaunt are being told they cannot put a camera in his mother's room at her long-term care facility. He already had to move his mother once because of abuse he says that he caught on camera. Now that investigation is still ongoing and no charges have been filed, so that's why we're blurring this video. Gaunt's mom is now at a new facility.
Unfortunately, the new facility that she's at has a strict no camera policy. 0, no cameras. Although I kind of trust the facility, I don't know. I don't trust any of them.
Now, Joshua's hopeful that no more abuse happens at the new facility, but that brings us back to Steve Pisker. He's trying to get lawmakers to clarify Esther's law so that it does include any care facility, not just nursing homes. But he says so far, he hasn't been able to get any legislator to help. He says until this law is changed, it means that some of the most vulnerable folks in Ohio are without any protection. I'm Christian Hauser. Back to you.
Christian, thank you. And you can learn more about Esther's law and how you can protect your loved ones in a nursing home by opening the Local 12 News app and clicking on the Esther's Law